How to avoid emotional affairs in marriage. A wise and timely reminder. You may be married to the best spouse in the whole world. If you do not guard your heart, you may end up falling in love with someone aside your spouse and eventually ruin your marriage. Scriptural guidance. 1. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Proverbs 4 verse 23. To you have heard that it was said to those of old, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that whoever looks at a woman to lust for her has already committed adultery with her in his heart. Matthew 5 verse 27 and 28. 3. Let the husband render to his wife the affection due her, and likewise also the wife to her husband. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but the husband does, and likewise the husband does not have authority over his own body, but the wife does. Do not deprive one another except with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer and come together again, so that Satan does not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 3-5. No one gets married and plan to have affair, but lots of married men and women are into affairs today because they slept when they should have been wide awake with their 5 senses alert. 1. Don't be too friendly with the opposite sex. This is where lots of married people land in trouble. Over spirituality and pride will destroy your marriage. You can handle close friendship with the opposite sex as a married person. Your heart is involved. Set boundaries. Be disciplined. Be cordial. Be respectful. Be godly. Be holy. Don't share your personal problems with an opposite sex friend. It will bond you together. Problems bond people. 3. Don't contact any opposite sex you are fond of. If you secretly admire them, you are fond of them, and there is a tingling in your heart at the mere thought of them, don't contact. Stop focusing on your spouse's weaknesses and appreciate their strengths. If you always see the bad side of your spouse, you will be angry, bitter, critical, and look for someone who can understand you and make you happy aside your spouse. That is the beginning of an emotional affair and eventual sexual affair. It is the beginning of the end of a once glorious marriage. 5. Don't tell an opposite sex you are romantic or sexy. That private information is for your spouse only. 6. Avoid discussions with the opposite sex when you are tired, very sad, depressed, sorrowful, drowsy, sleepy, or very sick. This can cloud your judgment and make you say silly things. Talk to your husband or your wife instead. 7. Avoid unnecessary compliment of the opposite sex. 8. Stop saying I love you to the opposite sex. For what? 9. Work on your marriage. Keep the fire of love and romance alive in your marriage. 10. Protect your family. Don't share your marital problem with your opposite sex friend. It will bond you. 11. Never flirt with the opposite sex. 12. Mind the pictures you post on the social media. Limit pictures that show your curves or portray you as sexy. 13. Do not contact all your ex after marriage. 14. Don't chat with the opposite sex on the days you are horny. 15. Avoid unnecessary eye contact that lingers with the opposite sex. Flee from all appearance of evil is what the Bible says. What you will not eat. Don't bring it to your nose. Don't smell it. Don't start what you cannot finish. Avoid all emotional and sexual affairs. They will destroy your marriage. Choose to love each other, even in those moments when you struggle to like each other. Love is a commitment, not a feeling. Stay blessed.